Hello, everybody, and welcome to episode 3 of the Summer of Love podcast. I am Michaela, and I am here again with Kat Jones.
Hey.
Hello, Kat.
Hey, how are you?
Good.
Good.
And how are you doing?
I'm doing awesome.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
I love hearing that.
Yeah.
Love hearing that. So last night you performed for Summer of Love.
Yes.
With your band. You're
Yes.
in a band. Oh
Heartbreaker.
my gosh. Yes.
Yeah.
Heartbreaker. And there were a lot of people supporting you last night wearing your t-shirt.
Yeah, Heartbreaker family, we refer to them as. They're not just fans, they're family.
They're family.
Mhm.
Okay. Your family was very dedicated
Yes.
last night. They
Yes.
loved you and the rest of your band members.
Mhm.
You performed for 3 straight hours, I think?
2 hours.
2
we
hours?
did a 2-hour show.
Yeah, you had an opener.
2 hours and 20 minutes maybe.
Mhm.
Yep, our friend Kevin Cleveland.
Okay.
He's been opening up for us at the Summer of Love concert for probably 5 or 6 years now.
Oh, great.
And he comes all the way from Franklin.
Wow.
To perform
Franklin,
for us,
Mass.
and he won't take a paycheck. I always try to pay him,
Jeez.
and he either rips up his check or doesn't cash it, or
So you just
Yeah.
kept trying.
yes, yeah. So I actually still have his check in my pocket for the next time I see him.
That's
so,
really
Yeah,
funny.
but he brought a friend with him this time who played electric guitar, and my guys got up and played a song or two with them, which I actually missed because I realized I forgot my harmonicas and my tambourine at my house.
No!
Yeah, so I had to borrow a friend's car who was helping park cars. My car was jammed in because, of course, I got there early.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, I forgot some very important things. And luckily, I live,
For your show.
right on the edge of the
You
village.
do. You're very close.
Yeah, so I jumped in my friend Rachel's car and got my harmonicas and my tambourine just in time to go on for our set.
Wow. and I bet you were calm and composed through the whole thing, like, it will work
Sorta.
out. Yeah.
Yeah,
You always have a smile on your face.
I
so.
try. I
Yeah.
try.
Yeah.
I try.
It was a great set. I loved it.
Thank you. Thank you.
Your family. It was so dedicated.
They really are.
And
oh my
they were
God.
cheering for you the
Mhm.
whole time. And there was just a lot of great parts to the show.
There really was for us too. The energy coming from the audience was
yeah.
especially great Wednesday night.
So many
Yeah,
people came.
there was probably about 800 people there.
So many people.
That's a record-breaking crowd for that venue.
Yeah.
For the concert series, I mean, for a number of years now, the VFW has allowed us to use their outdoor pavilion
Right.
as a plan B in case we have foul weather. So we never cancel a show.
Which is
We just
great.
relocate.
Mhm.
It's tricky when you get into rain dates because not everybody can be available on
go.
a rain date, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
So it's nice we have an alternate location to use. And
Yeah, you weren't at the band show last night for
No.
the first time this summer.
Right, yeah, first
VFW.
time, exactly. So there were about 800 people. My friend Rachel, one of our volunteers who was helping to park cars, said there were like 500 cars there.
Yeah.
Usually we see, at most 300-400 people there because people love to
Jeez.
be at the band show, obviously.
They
'cause It's
do.
such a great venue, but the VFW is equally great, I think.
It was
And
gorgeous last night. There
and-
was a chandelier, lights
yeah,
everywhere.
it's really, really pretty.
Really pretty.
They've really done a lot of work. They have a long way to go too. I mean, as another nonprofit here in town, they're struggling.
Mm-hmm.
And if you noticed the other night, we passed a bucket for donations
You
for
did.
the VFW, and
Yeah.
we brought in about $300.
By the end
that's
of the night.
That's the second time we've done that, and we're going to be giving them a gift. We're matching the
Wow.
donations, and we'll be writing them a check, and
Jeez.
hopefully they'll be able to put a new roof on the pavilion. That's basically what their next goal is, to fix the roof on the pavilion.
Yeah.
There's grant money out there.
Mhm.
I hope that they can pursue that. But they've been very good to us, and we feel like we
It's
should
time to give
definitely
back.
give back
Yeah.
to them as well. They
It's
let us
a
use
really
the space
good
for free,
location.
so
Oh, for free.
yes.
That's really generous.
Yeah, so, when we do come, they always serve a Wednesday night meal, and their lounge is always open. So
Okay.
people are more than welcome to go downstairs in the lounge, enjoy a cocktail while they're there, and they do very well. you know. We bring
that's
a thirsty
awesome.
crowd, and they're
Yeah.
hungry, and they're hungry too. So, so it works out. It really works out for everybody. So I was fine with the rain because I want to show them some
Something-
hospitality too. You know what I
Exactly.
mean? So yeah.
I think it worked out so well, and it didn't end up raining. It was just super cloudy.
It was misting at the end of the night enough
Yeah.
to validate my decision.
Yeah, but I think it was good to have it in a different location this time, just to
Yeah.
shed light in
Yeah.
the VFW. But it's good that it wasn't pouring, because you had a lot of people outside of the pavilion area that were watching.
Yep.
Me and my sister, when we were there, we turned around because we got there first, and we saw all these people with lawn chairs, and we're like, oh my gosh, we didn't even know
I know.
there were this many people.
Yeah. And the sound is a little bit different on the outside of the pavilion too. It can get a little loud under there. It's like a barn. The acoustics are fantastic, but it does get a little loud, so I can see why people would want to hang out outside.
On the outskirts.
Yeah. It's a little softer.
You have
sound
people
outside, so
dancing. You have people singing along, cheering. They were whistling, and I noticed so many unique parts of your performance last night. I was just like, wow. I loved Stairway to Heaven. It was like, you're a powerhouse.
Fan favorite. Oh, thank you.
Yeah, and I didn't hear that because you were at the Canal last week, and I didn't hear you.
Yeah,
do
we
Stairway to
didn't
Heaven.
play it actually.
I'm surprised.
That show, it was a shorter show, and we thought we would just stick with the hit, like the big rockin' hits. You know, sometimes you slow it down a little bit. Maybe it's not
it
always
felt right.
a crowd favorite, but you know, it always goes over well. It's, you know, it's an epic rock
it's
song.
Stairway to Heaven.
Stairway to Heaven. That's all you gotta say. Yeah. So sometimes we play it. Most times we do play it, but for shorter shows, we don't. Like on the boat, on the Viking, we'll be on.
You're on the Viking.
Oh yeah, we were on the Viking in June, and we'll be on again August 17th.
Okay, I'm gonna have to
it's a Friday
go to that.
night.
That's exciting.
Yeah, it's really awesome. It sells out every time. Highland Cruises has booked us. This is our third summer.
Summer.
Working with Highland Cruises, and they've given us 2 gigs this year. They gave us 2 gigs last year too, which is
exciting for you, right?
Yeah. Another new one actually coming up in August for us. We're going to be at the Marshfield Fair on the 23rd.
What?
Yeah.
Gotta check that out. Gotta check that out.
You know, I oversee a nonprofit. I have a rock band. I'm also an Airbnb host.
Jeez. Okay.
It's amazing how you can like juggle.
I don't know how you do it. Honestly, there's not enough time in the day for you. I think you need like a 48-hour day.
I need another 10 hours.
Yeah,
I could use another 10 hours.
Yeah, why not? And like not be tired, right? Like you only need like 2 or 3 hours of sleep. Yeah, it'll be fine. Wouldn't that be great?
Yeah, it would be great.
Yeah.
I survive well off of 6. So 6 hours of sleep is generally
I'm
good.
an 8-hour.
I sleep like a rock. Oh
really?
My God. Yeah, I sleep
Just
very
like I'm
well.
out.
Yeah.
I'm done. I did my thing. I had my set. I sang. I'm good. I'm going to bed.
Yeah. It takes a lot out of you, you know, when you're performing up there, especially in this heat and humidity.
It was humid last night.
I really made sure I stayed hydrated and tried to pace myself because, I mean, the last thing I want to do is collapse up on stage from heat exhaustion. Yeah. You know.
It's the last thing you want to happen.
You gotta be careful.
Oh my gosh. I didn't even mention that you are a Led Zeppelin tribute band. So we were mentioning Stairway to Heaven. We're bringing up all of just the rock and roll that you had last night, but it's a hard band to cover.
It is.
It is such a hard band. Your drummer is incredible.
Isn't he amazing?
He is so amazing. He did like a 12-minute solo.
Yeah, they call that Moby Dick.
What? He's so good.
Yeah,
Did
Rick
he
Silva.
came up with it?
Rick Silva, he actually formed the band about
he
10
did.
years. He formed the band 10 years ago. And Ron Swift's he's a bass player. They've high school friends, and they've been together ever since. And they've had one other guitar player. Bill Russell is our current guitar player, and I am their 4th singer.
4th singer,
and
wow.
I've been with them for 6 years. This is our 6th summer together.
Wow.
Yeah.
How did you meet them? And
well, I've booked them. I've booked them at the Summer of Love concert series, and I've seen 2 of their other singers. One year they had this woman Susan that I've worked with on a couple projects, and this other woman Lisa, and then he had asked me again if he could perform, and at the time I knew that they didn't have a singer, and I jokingly said, and I've been a huge Led Zeppelin fan my whole life, I jokingly said, oh, maybe I should try out for you guys. And I said, I'm a really big Zeppelin fan, and at the time I had an acoustic trio. I was singing like folk songs, and you know, I play percussion, and I had a trio,
if you can do folk, you could get into
harmonies
Zeppelin,
with 2 guitars. Totally different than the Zeppelin thing. So I thought, well, that's a little out of my comfort zone, but
Yeah.
I love Led Zeppelin, and the first rehearsal, we all knew. We just all
Really?
knew that,
It was just the chemistry fit.
that we should be practicing more and start booking gigs. And the first year, I used a music book because the lyrics, you think you know the song, the words to a song,
Yeah, they're
and
complicated.
you don't. And when you see them on paper and you have to transpose them into live music, it's okay, that's really what he's saying. It's
Yeah.
kind of funny.
It is so.
But now I'm far from the music book. I've memorized. We do 45 of their 84 song catalog. They have an 84 song catalog from their 11,
Jeez.
68, 78, 78, 13 year career, or 8,
Oh
12
my
year career. 11 year
gosh.
career. Yeah, so
How long did it take you to?
a year. It took me a good
Took you a solid year to get off of the.
weekly practices, monthly or bi-monthly gigs, to finally just like ingrain
Just being.
every
You
word
are
into
Led
my
Zeppelin now.
being.
You
I
have
don't
become.
know about that, but it's coursing through my veins.
Yeah,
that's for sure.
I can see it on stage. I definitely see you going there, and you like the head banging. I'm like, wow,
Yeah, well.
she owns that stage. It's great. It's great. It's fun to watch too.
Yeah. You have to add a little visual to the audio
Oh yeah.
experience.
I mean, if you're doing a Led Zeppelin song, you kind of have to go there.
Yes.
You don't really have a choice, but
Right.
But why Led Zeppelin? Were they just so interested in Led Zeppelin?
They
when
just all love the group.
Yeah.
And it's just an iconic band
Yeah.
that, I don't know, we just
It
felt
just
we need
worked
to
out.
carry on the tradition. I mean, there's a lot of different Led Zeppelin tribute bands out there. Just
There are.
fantastic
Yeah.
bands, And,
Got to bring it to Onset.
yeah.
I'm glad it's
Yeah.
here, and it's here to stay for a while. So
Yeah,
that's great.
hopefully we have some more announcements to make. We're trying to get into some new clubs.
Really,
Looks like we might play Pins in Kingston in
Ooh,
December.
that
which
is
kind
such
of
a
big
fun
deal
gig.
for us.
Yes.
And then we might open up for another very well-known tribute band at a very well-known bar in New Bedford, but I can't really say much more than that.
Okay,
right now,
we'll
so-
keep our fingers crossed.
Yeah, I'm really
that it all works
excited.
out.
So we'll see. We're always, the drummer and I primarily do the booking, and we're always trying to seek out
Pretty active.
new clubs and new venues to play, and really just kind of expand our reach. We really stick to the South Coast.
Okay.
We don't really venture over the bridge too much, but we'll
Stay
play
pretty local.
Hanson and Marshfield Fair. That's kind of exciting. It's
That
a new
is
one
fun.
for us, and
Seriously, they have a good stage. So.
yeah, I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah.
So that's August 23rd. We'll play from 6 to 9, I think.
Ooh, that's fun.
But, it's subject to change without notice. You know how it goes with outdoor
Yeah.
shows and summer venues. So
With
sometimes
equipment
things
and all that
change.
fun stuff. Yeah.
Exactly.
So how long have you been singing, Kat?
Since I was a kid.
Since you were a kid?
Oh yeah.
Wow.
We always had music in my home. I sang with my mom in the church choir. My mother had a lovely singing voice. Years of smoking have kind of taken that away from her.
Yeah.
But I'm a former smoker myself. But we always had music in my house. Whether there was a barbecue happening, I have an older brother who can play just about every instrument. He's self-taught.
No kidding.
And the
Wow.
basement was his rehearsal space, and his friends would come over, and
Jam.
neighbors. We had one neighbor who's since passed away. He was an incredible guitar player. Another neighbor could play drums, and various people like myself. I was just young, 12, 13,
Yeah.
14, would get up and sing if I knew the words. So
That's
and
great.
I always knew that the old stuff. I have older brothers, and I have had a lot of older neighbors. And I got the best hand-me-downs. Like my vinyl collection when I was a kid was incredible.
Oh,
Vinyls and 8-tracks. That was my first stereo.
that's exciting. So
Yeah.
it's just in your blood. Like,
Yeah.
it was natural for you. It's like a way of connecting with people, and you've just been doing it your whole life.
Yeah.
And you don't have stage fright, which is good.
I've gotten over it.
Oh, you used to have
When
stage fright?
I didn't start like publicly performing until probably the year 2000, or no, 2002.
That's pretty surprising.
And I couldn't open my eyes. I had like my throat would tremble, and I couldn't sing. It took me a long time to like get through
I
a
cannot believe
gig,
this.
like to work it out. It took a couple songs like in a gig to really work it out,
Wow.
and that went on for a couple of years.
I am
And
so.
I finally just hey, this is what I want to do. I've always wanted to do this. Like, snap
Yeah,
out of it.
just do it.
Do it. Jim Morrison, another idol of mine, he had terrible, terrible stage fright to the point where he would actually turn his back to the audience because he couldn't
do it.
stand to look at
but
people.
he had a gift.
It terrified him.
And
but
he had to do it.
He had a gift.
Yeah.
And I always remember that. And I just find it interesting. I mean, it's terrifying.
It
It's
is.
absolutely terrifying.
Being in front of a lot of people who are listening and probably judging, but...
Of course they are.
Yeah.
Of course they are.
But you just got to be in your own world, and you got to do it for
Just
yourself.
do it. I mean,
yeah.
if you want to, it's just, if you want to pursue a passion, you got to sign up for everything that's associated with it.
Yeah,
You know?
and get yourself out there.
Mm-hmm.
What about the guys? Have I'm guessing they've been playing their instruments their whole life because they are so good at it.
Since they were young. Yeah.
And they go up there and, like, they're having fun. I don't even think they're thinking about it.
Right.
They're just having fun. And I'm like, this is not easy.
Right.
How are you just doing
They make
this?
it look effortless.
They do.
They really
and
do.
they have a great time up there. They're all hanging out with each other, and you especially, you're, like, hanging out with everybody. There's a couple more questions I have.
Okay, cool.
So when you all come together and practice, is it difficult if you all live in separate places? And no.
We have, it's funny because my guitar player, he lives in Woonsocket, but he works at Ocean Spray in Middleborough.
Oh.
My drummer's house is in Middleborough, so we practice at his place because his drum kit is set up. He's got the most stuff to move, so we hang out there. And then the bass player lives in Carver, so...
Oh, wow.
And I'm, 15 minutes from Rick's house, and we get together once a week, and...
You play?
Mm-hmm.
Is it even, like, you're fixing anything at this point, or is it just...
We're always trying to work on new songs. It takes a long time to learn new songs, because we want to do them well. We kind of pick them apart, see what works, see what doesn't. I mean, I can't possibly sing all of the things that Robert Plant did. I mean, I can do it my way, but I want it to be as authentic as possible, And so there are some songs that we just won't do because it's either out of my range or we don't have a keyboard player. They had like John Paul Jones, their bass player, was a multi-instrumentalist. I mean, he could play anything. So he always did keyboards. He played the mandolin. I mean, that man can play anything. Yeah. But right now, Ronnie, he's in charge of the bass. So
yeah, he's like, this is where I'm staying.
Yep.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah.
It's crazy and cool at the same time.
Yeah.
Like what you can do.
Thank you. It's really a joy. I feel honored to be able to do it. Honestly, it's like.
Did you not think it was possible when you?
I don't know. When I first started singing with the band, I'm like, oh my god, what am I doing here? I'm like, this is crazy. I'm like, I'm too old for this stuff or whatever.
What are you talking about?
And then you have gigs like we had Wednesday night, and this is where I'm supposed to be.
Yeah, it felt right. Hey.
And I'll do it for as long as I can, as long as it sounds good, And we're having a good time, and everybody still enjoys it. So.
Yeah.
That's my plan.
We love it. Mm-hmm. We love it. And every summer I'm like looking forward to it.
Thank you.
Yeah, of course. Summer of Love's been super successful. And next week you have
the Jody Moore Band.
Okay.
They're a new band for us. I've known Jody for a number of years. I've seen her perform with different bands.
Yeah.
And she's the lead singer. I believe she plays some instruments as well. And they're, dance party, rock hits. They cover a lot of different genres, and they're going to be a lot of fun. It's the first time we've hosted them at the concert series. So, she's been wanting to get on the docket
stage
for a while. So,
bringing her in.
Give a new band an opportunity. We have probably about 40% new bands this year. 40 to 50% new bands, and I try to do that every year. I always have repeats because they're popular.
And people love them.
Yeah, exactly. So that's why I usually have same bands come back.
I'm really excited. And I know I've been pointing this out a lot, but to see the Beatles tribute band at the end of the summer.
Yeah,
they have the wigs and the
August 29th.
outfits and the accents.
Yep.
But Summer of Love is doing amazing, and watching you perform was amazing, and your band's amazing. Of course. And so this is the end of episode 3 to the Summer of Love podcast, and we'll see you next week.
Thank you.